Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility with over 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, and an 18-hole mini golf course. With covered and heated tees, it's the best place to practice your game year-round. The Highlands Performance Golf Center is located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills, in between Marsh and Midway. Give them a call at 972-733-4111 or check them out on the web at highlandspgc.com. Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, live from the FanStream Sports Studios in North Dallas. Once again, for take 2, after some technical difficulties, no fault of my own, I am IndyCarTim, joined by PGA of America member John Gerber, and also twisting and tweaking in the fish tank, making us sound good, Mr. Gary Jackson. Hello, boys. How are you?
How are you? How are you? How are you? Take 2.
I'm a little calmed down right now.
You calm down?
I'm having to calm down a little bit. I don't like technical difficulties and gremlins. You know, they rub me the wrong way.
I'm glad you got the red hat on because you were boiling there.
I was about to say it was steam coming out of this.
Yeah,
man, I don't want to. I'm not a perfectionist, but when crap goes wrong like that, it does not sit well with me.
We are in the tech world here, so we got a lot of moving parts here. And
as my old buddy Big Red would say, technology wins again.
Yes, I blamed it on the weather.
Yeah,
it's cold here today in Dallas.
Cold. It's supposed to get nasty later, too.
Is it?
I heard it's supposed to get nasty, yeah.
It's cold. I might have to find a place to set up at a bar so I don't drive in this.
87 degrees yesterday, and
right.
It's 57 today was the high.
It's like 57?
Yeah.
It's like Columbus.
Crazy.
It's like a lot of sick people.
Ugh, nobody wants to go to Columbus.
That's true.
Right? Even people in Columbus?
Nah, they love it.
Do they?
Yeah, they love it.
So
it's why they gonna leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big city.
It's not like people in Cleveland that don't want to be in Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland's just a different animal.
Different state, right? Y'all don't claim.
No.
Wait, y'all don't claim Cleveland? Why not?
No, because it's Cleveland.
No.
Oh.
It's part of Michigan.
Oh.
Up there with Detroit. Big weekend in golf, boys, as we're getting into the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Big weekend at the Arnold Palmer. We will preview the 2023 Players Championship out there at TPC Sawgrass coming up. Also, some PGA Tour news. Rory giving LIV Live Golf a little bit of credit there for maybe pushing some things through the PGA Tour. Yeah, well-deserved credit. We'll get into that. We've got some audio to play for you, and you can just let that applause roll out. You don't have to pull it down.
It's not
I
for
didn't
you.
pull it down. I did that so I wouldn't let you think you said something brilliant. I just wanted to give a couple claps. Come on now.
Not
you don't mean it, don't play it.
Who told you that?
Yeah.
All I know is that it disappeared quite abruptly.
It
Good.
did.
Good.
I didn't want you to feel like you were doing something right.
But Johnny, the Arnold Palmer, Kurt Kitayama, his very first PGA Tour win. And not just his first PGA Tour win, but he outlasted Rory McIlroy for his first PGA Tour win. That's going to be one he's going to remember, right?
Yeah, it's just one of those golf tournaments last week. It looked, I mean, if you watch the coverage, listen, the golf course played brutally firm and fast. So birdies were, hard to come by, but it almost looked like towards the end there, no one wanted to win the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And I said at the beginning of the final round on Sunday, I said, if somebody can get to double digits, they're going to win this golf tournament. And it came pretty true. They didn't get to 9, but it just looked like coming down the stretch, man, the guys, it's hard to say guys didn't want it because I know that's the wrong way to say it. They actually did, but that just goes to show how difficult it was, man. I mean, it's just hard. And one of those mistakes, the greens were so firm. And you and I talked about this last week. I played that golf course a bunch in school. That was our course in college. So I knew the golf course. It's changed a lot since then, but you get that golf course this time of year when you get a little bit of wind, you get it firm, you get the rough going. It's difficult, and it goes to show. Anytime you can get this is a golf tournament you love, right?
Yeah, I do.
Is because it's under par, double digits under. I mean, less than double digits under par.
Yep. Love this. This is one of my favorite tournaments every year for this reason.
And it just goes to show how difficult it was. And you're looking at a tournament that is one of the elevated events, right? So all the best players were playing. So it wasn't like you were playing at the Byron Nelson.
Yeah.
when, there's not going to be a lot of star-studded field there at the Byron Nelson.
And it's 30 under par.
Right, and 30 under par.
Which you can't stand.
The bottom line, the golf course won this week. I mean, really,
Yeah.
Kurt Kitayama, it holds true. I mean, if you look at years past, it can get a little chilly there in Orlando in the wintertime, but
Right.
I mean, you could see that golf, 5, 6, 7 under par wins that golf tournament the majority of the time. So, yeah, testament how good he played. He stayed very patient. You look at a guy that very rarely wins a golf tournament when he makes a triple and a double.
Yeah.
It usually never happens, man. So good for this guy. His mental fortitude was great. He stayed patient, what you needed to do on this golf course in this tournament, and good for him. He's won worldwide, right? It wasn't like he's one of these guys that you never heard of. The tour guys knew who he was.
Yeah,
and, good for him.
I mean, he's been on your card a couple times,
Yep.
I think before for other tournaments. And, if you want a drama going into a golf tournament, if you want parity, John Rahm sort of taken the tour by storm early this year with his wins. Scotty's always a beast out there. Rory, of course. Man, going in with 3 holes left, you had 5 guys tied for the lead.
Yeah.
Including 3 of the last 5 winners of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's the guy who's never won on the PGA tournament who scored a clutch birdie on the 71st hole and an equally clutch par on the 72nd hole to secure his first PGA Tour victory. That's the thing movies are made out of, right?
Yeah, and the 17th and 18th are brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long par 3, and it's a brutally difficult long par 4 going into the last hole, and both over water on the right on that 3 par on 17, and same thing on 18. So, I mean, you got to play some pretty good golf coming in. And it wasn't like he had a 3 or 4 shot lead that he was just kind of laying away from the flagstick. Burning 17 is big, and then where he placed the golf ball on 18 was exactly where you're supposed to place it. So, like I said, a little bit of the surprise for me was, and I don't know if you'll see this. First off, I don't think you'll see it this rest of the year. How about John Rahm shooting 76 back to back?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a little bit more surprising. I mean, he was last in the field. He was last in the field of the people that made the cut in driving.
Finished over par.
And finished over. And that doesn't happen very often. But, that guy is always in the top 10 in driving, total driving. And he was last in the field, the people that made the cut. So I think he hit 5 balls in the water, off the tee. So, that compounds pretty easily.
It was just fun to watch, especially when a guy like John Rahm, who, by the way, tied with the names like Luke Donald and Martin Laird, scored the same as John Rahm at this tournament. And I think he shot 8 over his final 54 holes.
Yeah.
I mean, you never see that from John Rahm. And you know what? You might not see it again the rest of the year.
That's what I'm saying. You just might not. Maybe this week.
Well, yeah. I don't think anybody's picking him.
This is not his favorite
this
place.
week. No, I don't. And, exactly for that reason. I don't know that anybody's picking him. We'll get into that this week, though. Let's get into our picks real quick, Johnny, as I think we both had a winner.
Sometimes when there's only one pickle in the pickle jar, you just got to eat that pickle.
That is very C-wrecked. I had 2 winners because we had the alternate field event with Puerto Rico.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't put those on here.
Well, of course you didn't, because you just didn't want me to outshine you when it comes to pick this.
I forgot.
No, did it on purpose, didn't you?
I didn't do that on purpose. I give Johnny credit because he deserves it. But for my winners, though, I always pick the winner, a top 10, and a top 20. We knew we were both going to be screwed with Will Zalatoris, right? Because we both picked him to win. Zalatoris finished tied for 53rd at 2 over par, behind even John Rahm and Martin Laird and Luke Donald. My top 10, though, buddy, I had Cameron Young, who tied for 10th at 5 under.
That's pretty good.
Hit on my top 10. Barely missed. Well, for me, barely missed on my top 20. Ricky Fowler tied for 31st, but he was under par.
No, well, he looked good the first couple of rounds, right?
Really good the first couple of rounds.
He did, and he got a little squirrely off the tee a little bit. That kind of put him in some spots that rough was pretty high. So, Ricky's game right now is predicated on how well he drives the golf ball.
Yeah.
Because I think he's getting his putting back. And it's a little bit of fool's gold also. He's getting his putting back because there's not so much stress on his full swing. His full swing's getting better, so he's able to work a little bit more on his short game and his chipping and putting. So, like I said, we talked about this, a month ago.
Yep.
I think Ricky's going to have a great year. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year. And I like all the work he's doing with Butch.
Yeah.
I really do. And, listen, I like rooting for Ricky. I do.
Just,
I do.
is Ricky still kind of beloved around the tour?
Oh,
still
yeah.
by the players?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he hadn't done anything in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, his last one was the Players, right?
Yep.
A Players Championship this week. I don't think he's going to have a chance to win this week. I just don't think I think he's just not ready for this type of golf course. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they love him. I mean, what's not to love, right?
I really, for one, I hope he kind of gets it together soon. And I don't know if he cares much if he gets it together.
No, he does.
You think he cares if he ever wins again?
Sure he does.
All right. Well, I hope so.
Sure he does.
He's got so many other things going on. You know, he may just be one of these guys. He's happy making his money and
I know he's got that
living life.
I know he got married, and you know he's got a pretty good
doomed.
life. And well, that's don't say that.
These guys get married and they never win again.
Well, it happens to some.
Yeah,
it happens to some. Or some people just get married a bunch of times and they just numb to it, and they,
I mean, I can relate to that.
I know exactly.
Look, I will tell you this.
I was looking at you when I said that.
After I got married, I never won a PGA Tour event.
You didn't win it before you got married either.
Well, no, but I mean, that's beside the point. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. But what about your card? Johnny's card brought to you by Golf Central Magazine. Go check out the new issue here in the next week or so at golfcentralmag.com.
Great article in there about.
Yeah, there
about
will be a
boys.
great article.
Yeah. We conveniently, my partner over here did not put the Puerto Rico Open in there just because he wanted to make sure 2 weeks in a row that we were equal or he got above me in our picks. So I know how he works. Gee, I know how he works. Trust me.
Tim.
I would never.
So we actually did have a profitable week, not by much. We did we had some matchup this week that we did well. We went 3-1 on our matchup, or 3-2 on our matchups, which we made a little bit of money, had a little underdog there, and Jason Day kind of kept it going for us. But we knew we were doomed from the start when we both had Will Zalatoris as one of our top picks for the winner. He finished at T53. That is the kiss of death when we do that. So, I try to kind of mediate when he gets me his picks, and I change them up, and it didn't really
we may be in trouble this
last
week too.
But, Zalatoris did really well, +2, tied for 53rd. Victor Hovland finished T10th at -5. Listen, man, I thought he would play a little bit better. He had a two-way miss going, which is a bad thing on the PGA Tour for tour players. They can play golf if they miss it one way, but when they start missing it two, he talked about it. He's like, yeah, my golf swing don't really like the way it's going right now because we got some two-way misses. Is unreliable is not really the right way to say it, or is not the strong point of his game is chipping. You can't have these two-way misses. So he was looking good there. He wasn't able to make that move. Right. And that was the tough part. He wasn't able to make that move. And we banked on him in the last round. He just didn't. Right. He shot, I believe he shot 75 the last round. So finished T5th, -5. Sung J M finished T21 at -3. Ball striking machine, surprised me a little bit. He didn't do a little bit better, but the putter kind of was a balky for him. Ham sandwich pick. Keegan Bradley finished T10th, -5. The guy wins the golf tournament if he doesn't shoot 77 in the second round. Wins the golf tournament. He played in the brutal of the brutal weather. He got the bad end of the draw with the really high wind conditions. So, listen, Keegan Bradley's playing well. We're going to talk about him a little bit later on as we continue to go and preview the Players' Championship. But 2 top 10s. We did cash in on Jason Day with the top 10 pick, with the top 10 at -5. I think he was +425 that made us some money. Keith Mitchell, Cashmere Keith, does what he does. Plays good the first couple rounds. And just kind of chills, right? He just is in his 1967 pink Cadillac that just drives down Rodeo Drives and just chills.
Maybe on my card this week.
Yeah, okay. At T20, he finished T24th, -2. No check for that one. And two top 20s. Tommy Fleetwood, T61 at +3, and Gary Woodland did a little MC Hammer. Didn't make the cut. So that was our card. And on Puerto Rico Open, we did Ashte Batia. We had him finish in the top 10, and he finished second. So that got us, I think, 485. So we profited a little bit of money this week. Not really where we're at like we were comparative to last year. We're still a little bit under the guard, but 8-3-1 on matchups. We're still a little bit in the red on the total for the year, but long year, guys, long year. Hang in there, and this is why we say play the system every week because we're 2 months in. A little bit in the red, not doing very well, but it only takes a couple really good weeks, back-to-back weeks. And we've been on these runs before. and we're going to get on this run week. And I think this week at the Players Championship is the week we really get
There's
on.
a lot of golf left to play.
Ton of golf.
A lot of golf left to play. A lot of money to be made.
Yeah.
Coming up next on From the Rough, some PGA Tour news. We got some Rory McIlroy audio crediting Live Golf for some changes on the PGA Tour. But first, we're going to take a break. We are From the Rough on FanStream Sports.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Jeeves Law Group. I've known Scott Jeeves for quite some time, and he's just like us, a huge college football fan, but he's not just another PI attorney. He is a ferocious advocate for his clients. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in Tampa Bay for over 30 years. He is an AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer and certified circuit court mediator. Folks, these designations are not just given out. They're given only to the best trial attorneys. But more than anything, Scott takes these cases personally. I've heard it from his clients. He's a fighter you want on your side. Insurance companies hate it when they see you're represented by Jeeves. He's just different. 727-894-2929 or go to JeevesLawGroup.com. That's JEEVES lawgroup.com and tell him JP sent you.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Now is the time to make sure your home insurance is in order. In the last year, many of us have made improvements to our homes. So call the folks at Italiano and discuss these upgrades to make sure you have enough coverage. According to a recent report, almost 64% of homeowners don't have enough insurance on their home, which is their most valuable asset. Also, a great time to make sure you have flood insurance. Even if your mortgage company does not require flood insurance, your home could still be at flood risk. Another big item as we enter hurricane season is making sure your pool enclosure is added to your policy and there will be no issue at claim time. That happens a lot. So call your friendly agent at Italiano Insurance to review your policies today. 813-877-7799 or ItalianoInsurance.com. Attention, if you are home shopping or looking for a refinance, and even if you already have the approval letter, you must call my man Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services. Scott has a brand new program available in the greater Tampa Bay area called the Community Advantage Loan Program. Get this, no money down, no mortgage insurance, no points, no origination fee, purchase or refinance, and loan amounts up to $647,000. Now, there are some application requirements. It must be a single-family home, one unit, primary residence, and have a minimum 640 credit score. The program only applies to certain neighborhoods, so you have to call to find out if you qualify. So call Scott Fitzgerald at 813-294-7595 or email him at scott@amstampa.com. Now, even if you don't qualify for that program, Scott will shop your loan around, get you the best rates, and won't charge you the huge upfront fees. And if you've had issues with your bank calling you back, Scott will return calls immediately or at least the same day. 813-294-7595 or email him, scott@amstampa.com. Scott Fitzgerald, MLS 386722, American Mortgage Services, 1000 North Ashland Drive, Suite 1020, Tampa.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are FanStream Sports. We are From the Rough. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny the Gerb man, Gerber.
Gerber.
Yeah, you keep messing. How many times you gonna mess up tonight? I mean, you messed up the audio.
Show's only halfway
Shots fired.
Show's only halfway over.
I mean, you made the weather shitty tonight.
Yeah, that was my fault.
I mean,
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
You didn't get enough hot
Joker.
sauce for the tacos.
I haven't had any tacos yet.
Exactly. Wow.
I'll fix it. Look, I'll fix it. Twisting and tweaking is Gary Jackson.
He's the only thing doing something right tonight besides me.
He always is.
I appreciate
Never
that.
doing anything right in there.
I'll give you a longer applause next
I
time.
can't see him in there, but I think he's still there.
I'm ominous.
He's there.
I'm ominous. I'm always there.
He is there.
We are going to get into the 2023 Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass coming up. But first, a little bit of PGA Tour news as yesterday during his little press conference. By the way, I love watching those pre-tournament press conferences. Just, some of the guys are just great interviews, people like Rory. And then you got other guys that just look so uncomfortable. They don't want to answer. People like Billy Horschel.
Patrick Cantlay's a turd.
And Patrick Cantlay.
He's a turd.
I kind of feel bad. I know he's on your list and you don't care for him.
He's on my list.
Billy Horschel too.
He is on the list. Both of them are on the list.
I know. But I sometimes feel bad for Billy Horschel because, dude, he's just not polished.
Well, the thing with Billy is Billy thinks everyone wants to listen to what he has to say, and no one gives a shit about Billy except for Billy.
Because he doesn't really know how to say what he wants to say. That's the problem.
Is he censoring himself?
Isn't there a song about that?
He's just not.
Say what you need to say.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
My singing skills are pretty damn
They're
good.
terrible. Mark that, by the way.
First of all, I'm about to put you up against Carrie. I don't know whose singing skills are better.
Yeah. we have audio of Carrie trying this a couple times.
Hold on, here it is. Let's see.
Nope. You want to be a rock star?
That was funny.
I do not.
No, it's
no. I just wanted to know.
Everybody heard.
There it is. But I just feel like he's, poor Billy Horschel. I don't know. I feel for him sometimes.
He just wants to be. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
But anyway, Rory spoke yesterday on Tuesday at his pre-tournament press conference, and and I love listening to golf reporters too. Golf reporters to me are some of the most respectful reporters.
Thank you.
That are out there.
Thank you very much.
I
I appreciate that.
You're a reporter?
Yeah,
he's trying.
I feel like you out there. I don't know if you're a reporter yet.
Yeah,
he's a former golfer. There's a difference.
There you go.
Well, listen. I have the unique skill.
You do.
This is why I got hired. I got the unique skill because there's not very many reporters out there that were players.
That's true.
That's true.
So I have the insight that just. So I know what they're going through, right? And I'm not going to ask these dumbass questions that some of these damn reporters ask. And it just makes me laugh. I'm like, and you could tell some of the people that just get annoyed were like looking at him like, "Were you really asking me that question, dude? You have never touched a golf club in your life." I
would love to be in the peanut gallery or what we call the gangbanger for the presser for when you have a bunch of reporters around one athlete or whatever. We refer to that as the gangbanger in the business. Okay. I want to be up there and ask him.
Right.
Oh, that's a real term.
I understand.
I want to get up there and, hey, you remember when you shanked your drive off of number 16 and it went about 12 feet into the water?
Can't do that either.
Hey, what was going through your mind immediately after the ball left the club face?
So you
that's what I want to ask.
Well, you can't say that either because that would be the last question you get to respond.
Oh, I know. I'll never be asked back.
So that's a little bit, but also I still have a lot of relationships with some of these guys. So it's not like I'm going in there and like.
So I need to introduce myself as we have a mutual friend, John Gerber.
No, don't do that. You're gonna set him up.
No,
you're gonna set him up.
No, because then that'll be the last tournament I report on. So I appreciate you keeping my name out of your mouth for a little while longer, anyways, until I give you some.
All right, Will Smith.
Tutelage.
All right, Will Smith.
But no, like we'll get into that maybe a different show on kind of the new stuff that I'm reporting on, a few tour events that I'm going to start. With Golf Central Magazine, we're going to start at the end. Sorry to get off topic, but you kind of went that way. But we'll be reporting for Golf Central Magazine and From the Rough starting 2 weeks at the World Golf Championships, the match play, which will be cool.
Yep.
Down in Austin.
You know how they score that, right?
Well,
I mean, it's important for you to know that.
Sometimes when you score,
you score.
You just score.
That's all you need to know.
That's right. And in the following week at Valero, so they're giving me a couple opportunities to get inside the ropes and do some reporting and kind of reconnect with some of those guys out there that I've known for a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. A nice little new venture for us at FanStream Sports and From the Rough. And I'm really looking forward to it the next few weeks.
All jokes aside, you're gonna kill it.
I appreciate it.
I have no doubt. You will kill all of that. I mean, of course, I'm going to tutor you on a little bit of that. That's probably why.
You're going to tell me the questions to ask?
I'm going to tell you what to do, and you're going to ignore me, and you're going to be awesome.
Perfect.
So yeah, Rory was asked a little bit about Live Golf and the changes that will be made as they've announced changes for next year to the tour schedule. And so Rory was asked about, was there maybe something that prompted the changes after literally decades and decades and decades of not changing? Now suddenly the PGA Tour is changing some things they've done differently for, decades. And this is what he had to say.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I mean, I think the emergence of Live or the emergence of a competitor to the PGA Tour has benefited everyone that plays elite professional golf. I think, it's, when you've been the biggest golf league in the biggest market in the world for the last 60 years, there's not a lot of incentive to innovate. And this has caused a ton of innovation at the PGA Tour. And what was quite I'd say an antiquated system is being revamped to try to, mirror where we're at in the world in the 21st century with, the media landscape and just the PGA Tour isn't just competing with Live Golf or other sports. It's competing with Instagram and TikTok and everything else that's trying to take eyeballs away from the PGA Tour as a product. So, is what, Live coming along, it's definitely had a massive impact on the game, but I think everyone as a professional golfer is going to benefit from it going forward.
So a couple of things I noticed here immediately when I heard that audio, and I was actually watching the press conference live, and I was like, I got to find that audio for the show on Wednesday. But, he mentioned Live Golf right off the top. He said certainly the emergence of Live Golf, and then he quickly changed it to or any competing league. He's not crediting so much Live Golf and what they've done. He's crediting the emergence of a competing league.
Yeah, he it's just like if you work for Fox now, and you used to work for ESPN, you don't really want to say ESPN.
Right.
It's kind of, I watch some of these casters. Colin Cowherd does great at that.
Yeah,
he's
real good.
He always says the former
four-letter network.
Right. So that's kind of what he doesn't want to say Live. Is little times he can say Live. For Rory, it's perfect. And
I liked how he called the old system an antiquated system before they changed it. It's just his choice of words up on the, because this is not a prepared response.
No.
Although I'm sure he's been thinking about how he was going to answer it because he knew that question was coming.
Yeah. Does he have a PR team? Because I feel like he's been prepared for this.
He's on the board of PGA.
Okay. Tour. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, he's on the policy board.
Yeah.
He's on the board of the PGA Tour.
So he's a big wig with the PGA Tour.
Yep.
So
he need to work with some of y'all golfers and get them up to date. Like, homie's a master.
Dude, man.
He's a master.
He's a very good dude.
Who's that?
Rory.
Yeah, no, he's great. No,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little wee guy, but he's,
And
small people need good things too.
And you know what? His answer, I think, gives a little insight into stuff they discuss in these board meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Because he mentioned not just a competing league, that they're fighting for viewership and fans of a competing league. They're fighting for viewership and fans of against social media like TikTok and Instagram. Just they need eyes.
Well, they're
and all of these things are distractions for people.
They're fighting for other sports too.
Yes.
I mean, it's just not golf. Like
Right.
it's just not they're fighting for golf fans. It's watching other golf tournaments. They're fighting for other sports.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's kind of what he alluded to a little bit was, hey, listen, we want, we're battling other sports programs. We're battling other sports things, not just other competition in golf. Right. So how do we get more people involved as a younger age involved in golf? And I think that's a little bit too. And he's a big component. He's a big fan of the PGA of America, which is completely different things of the PGA Tour.
Right.
And that's one of the avenues that the PGA Tour is adopting a little bit is working better with the PGA of America, which I'm a member of the PGA of America, to get more people involved at a grassroots level, at a beginning level. So they'll start to play golf a little bit more. And then when they start to play golf a little bit more, they start to watch golf on TV. Gee, you're a little bit of component to that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I met Gary. Came, took some golf lessons at the range, him and his brother. And, novice to a point. I mean, they played a little bit, but novice to a point. Now he's hooked on it. Now he's more, he hits balls a couple times a week, and now he's watching golf, learning golf. So that's how you start, right? And that's a little bit what he's alluding to. It's just not the competition of people watching other golf tournaments. It's getting the other people to watch golf as opposed to other sports.
And I think for the social media aspect, just, tailored to the younger generation, they want something quick.
Yeah.
If I see you hit this big shot that goes somewhere, that's what I want to see. So then, how can I do that? That's how you're going to get it. So I think that was a good point that he said that.
And I
that's
think
one
the
of the challenges.
social media team behind the PGA Tour has done an excellent job in including tournament footage and tournament shots and exciting whatever videos from the tournaments on short span social media like TikTok and Reels and Facebook Shorts, because that's what all the younger generation is looking at. The 30-second and less videos.
Yeah.
That then hey man, that's really cool. I wonder what the context was behind that. Then they'll go find the longer video and go find the article or whatever. Yeah. So the PGA Tour is doing wonderful things on social media to get the young people involved and excited. I think it's a good thing. And Rory's kind of the head of a lot of that from inside the ropes. And I just think he does a great job. And
he can relate to that younger generation too. He's not really,
was there.
He's not old, right? I mean, he turned pro when he was 17 years old. He's been through it. I mean, and he can still relate. He's not, like I said, he can still relate to that younger generation.
We will get into the Players Championship coming up next. We're going to take another quick break. We will be right back. We are From the Rough on FanStream Sports.
FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports.
Jeeves Law Group. I've known Scott Jeeves for quite some time, and he's just like us, a huge college football fan. He loves his Gators. In fact, he sponsors our Gator Report every Thursday at 11 o'clock with Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com. But he's not just another PI attorney. He is a ferocious advocate for his clients. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in Tampa Bay for over 30 years. He is an AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer and certified circuit court mediator. Folks, these designations are not just given out. They're given only to the best trial attorneys. But more than anything, Scott takes these cases personally. I've heard it from his clients. He's a fighter you want on your side. Insurance companies hate it when they see you're represented by Jeeves. He's just different. 727-894-2929 or go to JeevesLawGroup.com. That's JEEVES lawgroup.com and tell them JP sent you. Now is the time to make sure your home insurance is in order. In the last year, many of us have made improvements to our homes. So call the folks at Italiano and discuss these upgrades to make sure you have enough coverage. According to a recent report, almost 64% of homeowners don't have enough insurance on their home, which is their most valuable asset. Also, a great time to make sure you have flood insurance. Even if your mortgage company does not require flood insurance, your home could still be at flood risk. Another big item as we enter hurricane season is making sure your pool enclosure is added to your policy and there will be no issue at claim time. That happens a lot. So call your friendly agent at Italiano Insurance to review your policies today. 813-877-7799 or ItalianoInsurance.com. Hey, folks, it's still engagement season, and where better to get that special ring than the Gold and Diamond Source? The Gold and Diamond Source has the largest selection of engagement rings in the country, a literal jewelry super center with 30 times the inventory of any normal jeweler. You don't have to wait to spend any extra time waiting for them to bring something in. They have everything right there in-house, so why go anywhere else? And you can get up to 15% off this January if you buy something with the birthstone, which is garnet. Garnet and gold, Florida State, get something for your favorite Seminole. And let's not forget the Emily collection from Emily Johnson Weintraub. Very affordable, real gold and diamond jewelry, always stylish and unique. Emily has created this fashion-forward gold, diamond, and gemstone jewelry line ideal for everyday wear. Each piece is designed to enhance your look by featuring eye-catching, modern, geometrical shapes. Really unique stuff. Got to check it out. And, of course, Julie and Steve Weintraub, great benefactors here in the local community. So let's keep it local. And you can get 0% financing for up to 5 years. Get a big ring for a little price. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Attention, if you are home shopping or looking for a refinance, and even if you already have the approval letter, you must call my man Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services. Scott has a brand new program available in the greater Tampa Bay area called the Community Advantage Loan Program. Get this, no money down, no mortgage insurance, no points, no origination fee, purchase or refinance, and loan amounts up to $647,000. Now, there are some application requirements. It must be a single-family home, 1 unit, primary residence, and have a minimum 640 credit score. The program only applies to certain neighborhoods, so you have to call to find out if you qualify. So call Scott Fitzgerald at 813-294-7595 or email him at scott@amstampa.com. Now, even if you don't qualify for that program, Scott will shop your loan around, get you the best rates, and won't charge you the huge upfront fees. And if you've had issues with your bank calling you back, Scott will return calls immediately, or at least the same day. 813-294-7595 or email him, scott@amstampa.com. Scott Fitzgerald, MLS 386722, American Mortgage Services, 1000 North Ashley Drive, Suite 1020, Tampa, Florida. The PGA Tour's Valspar Championship returns this March 16th to the 19th with 4 days of golf action plus a host of fun activities that make it Tampa Bay's hottest spring sports ticket. Sam Burns, who won in a thrilling playoff last year, is looking to make it 3 wins in a row on the Copperhead course at Innisbrook Resort. He will be challenged by a top field that includes Jordan Spieth, returning for the first time in 5 years. The 2015 Valspar champ counts 13 PGA Tour victories, including 3 majors in his career. It will be a great field and great fun. Tickets are on sale now at ValsparChampionship.com for all tournament days, both grounds tickets and premium ticket options. You don't want to miss the 2023 Valspar Championship. JP here for Italiano Insurance. If you've started a side hustle during COVID and the business has grown, well, you need business insurance, because if you get sued, you could lose all your personal wealth if you're not properly protected. That's right. Your home, your savings, everything could go. So get protected now. Call the great agents at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799, and a real human will answer the phone and get you protected. If you haven't shopped your business insurance in a while, you could be overpaying by thousands. One customer had their golf buddy handling his business insurance, then called Italiano to shop it around, and they saved him $26,000 a year. Yeah, so call 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Italiano Insurance, protecting all the pieces of your life for over 60 years.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, live from the DSP Media Podcast Studios on FanStream Sports here in North Dallas. I'm IndyCarTim. That's John Gerber. Twisting and tweaking in the fish tank, Gary Jackson. Boys, let's talk some Players Championship, shall we? As the Florida swing continues, the tournament they call the 5th major.
And you said this is your favorite.
And I told you that if this was an actual major, like I still think it should be, this would be my second favorite major.
Yeah.
Which means it's my favorite non-major tournament, I guess you could also say.
A little bit. It has to do with the golf course, right? I mean,
Man, I love the layout of this golf course. I love how it's designed, the stadium aspect of it. There's nothing about this tournament and course that I don't like.
Here's what I say. Here's what I think. I think the last 3 holes has the biggest swings in any golf tournament, right?
Oh, for sure.
Potentially the biggest swings, right? I mean, with even Augusta. I mean, because there's so much trouble potentially that you can have, and there's so much risk reward. Like, you know, 16 is a par 5 that majority of the guys can get home in 2, but you're going over water and you got a little bit of a hangman green there. Right. So, and then if you miss it left, it's not a bunny. And then you have a 150-yard layup par 3 for most days in the world, except for 4 days, 4 days during the tournament. And then you have a dogleg left water hole. So you have 3 different types of holes that you have to move the ball different ways coming in. And swings can be huge. And you've seen it over the course of this tournament, like big swings, like people hitting the water on 17 and you got a 2-shot lead and you can't pull it back. And you got the Will Smiths, you got the hitch. I mean, we've seen
a 3-stroke lead disappear going into 16.
I mean, you know, and there's so much risk reward there, and it just makes for great drama. And you're right. And we said it earlier with the next 2 Augusta. If this was a major, it'd probably be my second. I feel the same way you do.
But they'll never add a 5th proper major, right?
I mean,
like
why?
They just won't.
I mean, why? I mean, you first off, it's the biggest purse on
$25 million.
$4.5 million to the winner. It's the biggest purse on the PGA Tour, right? It's their tournament. And here's why I don't think it's going to be another major is because you have to be a tour member to play. Right. You have to be a card holding member of the PGA Tour to play. It's not like there's a local qualifying you can go to, which is cool part too. I like the US. I like the US Open format.
Sure.
So it's a little bit different.
But it's its own thing. Let it have that.
It's its own thing. Yeah. I don't think it does anything. If you consider the Players Championship the fifth major, I don't think it does anything.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the fifth major. So what's the point? Yeah.
No, it's the premier event on the PGA Tour. It really is.
It is.
It really is a premier event on the PGA Tour. I don't think people realize. So Augusta National is the Masters is a separate entity.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. Open is a separate entity. The PGA Championship is a separate entity. The British Open is a separate entity. They're ran and benefited by 4 separate organizations. The PGA Tour has this. It's benefited by this entity, the Players Championship. So, it's pretty cool. Like I said, the people, it's not going to diminish the tournament if it's not considered the fifth major. I don't think it is.
No, it won't. And it gets, I was about to say, it gets as much respect. Maybe more than some of the majors.
No, I agree. I get more respect than the Open, British Open.
I was just about to say, it definitely gets more respect than the British Open.
I certainly
here locally.
I do. I firmly believe that, and that's probably it. I mean, the U.S. Open's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. I think it's probably parallel, maybe to the PGA Championship,
probably
a little bit. I think it's right there. But it's certainly not the Masters, and it's certainly not the U.S. Open.
You've got tremendous storylines here this weekend, as 44 of the top 50 golfers in the world will be here. Justin Thomas looking for a second win in 3 events. John Rahm looking to get back on track after the Arnold Palmer. We talked about that. Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy trying to continue their hot play here. Victor Hovland, who may or may not be on my card.
Can't chip it around there.
Looking to break through with his first significant victory.
He chips like you.
On a big man. I feel sorry for him then.
Especially around this joint. Let me tell you something. This place chipping around the greens will make you look foolish.
Man, I don't need that.
You're too late for you.
Yeah, I know. I look foolish anyway.
Too late for you, bud. Too late
foolish anywhere I play anyway.
Thank God Nancy Gerber loves you. We didn't. The first shout out to Nancy Gerber tonight.
It is
right?
late in the show, right?
Yeah, late. I'm just tired of her.
Sorry for your mama sometimes.
Well,
you forget her about her, don't you?
Well, no, never. But I'm just tired of her. She first conversation
she knows who
we
the
had.
Star is.
Yeah, very much.
It might be your show, but I'm the star.
You're
the star.
That's fact. Where's
Mills? Yeah, where is Mills?
Talk to him today. I got in him. He is. I was going to do that at the end of the show.
He's going to have to buy commercial time.
Program
now.
alert.
Time for him.
Program alert.
Ooh, program alert.
Mills is back.
Uh-oh.
A week from today.
All right, here we go. So we also have, because of the competing league, none of the last year's top 3 are participating this year, and 5 of the top 10 players from last year will not be here. So it's kind of a wide open field when you take into account the people that did well, the players that did well last year.
Right.
Which when I thought of that, it just kind of surprised me because I just don't think of live golf anymore. Like, I don't think the guys that are there, to me, it's like they never played on the tour. Because I don't see their names. They're not at the front of my mind. I don't see their names and then see them play every week. I kind of forgot about them.
Yeah.
And the other day I was like, man, you know what? I hadn't heard anything from HV3 lately. What's he doing? And I had to go look and see he's on Live Golf. Now I'm like, oh, that's why I haven't heard anything from Harold Varner.
And it's probably a good move for Harold Varner.
Somebody like him for sure.
Let's be honest. I mean, yeah. But, I heard a great comment, and I don't remember who said it. It wasn't Rory. It was somebody. I don't want to say Patrick Cantley because he's the wrong person. But they asked a question: is the tour? All these guys that defected for Live Golf.
And I love when they still use the word defected because they did.
Yep. Is it is the tour diminished or is it diluted or whatever? And the bottom line is well, no. There's so many great players that are playing the PGA Tour, but the tournaments will be better when the better players or the ranked players in the world are playing. It was a great. I don't want to say it how said it, but listen, the field. The bottom line is the field would be better if Dustin Johnson was in it, if Cam Smith was in it. Some of these guys that are top rated players in the world. I mean, Patrick Reed and all these top. Will the tournament be better? Will the field be? Yes, of course. right? Yes, of course.
You know, I was about to ask you that. Does anybody miss Dustin Johnson being on the tour?
Yeah, a little bit.
I
Do
feel
you?
like yeah.
Because you're not a big fan of his.
I'm not a big,
But I mean, he's a good player.
but you know what, man? He's always there, right? I mean, look at the majors that he's not. He's won, but he's always in the mix when it comes to majors, right? He's an interesting character, whether you love him or hate him or don't agree the things he does. I mean, he's still Dustin Johnson. He still carries some clout and some crowds, and
I just don't know if I miss watching him though.
You know, well, I mean, he doesn't say. Well, yeah. Hey, Dustin, how'd you play today? Well, I hit it on. You know, so he doesn't
mouth breather.
He doesn't give you much, right?
Yeah.
In terms of outside the ropes, but inside the ropes, certainly. Yeah, I mean, he's always in contention, and he definitely creates drama for the golf tournament.
Anybody missing Brooks Koepka or Bryson?
But he's a bit the same, right? I mean, you know, just because I don't care for him,
I miss watching those guys play each other.
I don't.
I was
care
about
for
to say
him
them playing
personally.
each other. Yeah.
But they create drama. I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. When, like I said, the golf tournaments are better as a whole when those guys are in it on the PGA Tour. It's just fact. I don't want to bullshit and say no. It's screw those guys because of my personal feelings about them and what they did. But yes, when the golf tournaments are better if they're in the field.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. But when I think about the guys, man, I wish they were back. Dustin Johnson's not one of the guys I think about. I don't. And I don't dislike him.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching him play, I enjoyed watching him play. He's just, now that he's gone, I kind of just forgot about him.
Yeah.
Like he's not, oh man, I really like Bryson and Brooks. I kind of, man, I wish they were playing this tournament, you know, but I don't think that way with Dustin.
But but that's exactly what Dustin wants, right? He wants to be forgotten about, right? He doesn't want anybody
He's
in
a
his
weird egg.
He didn't want anybody in his business,
God,
and he just, you know, going back to that full swing. If you guys haven't seen,
Still
the full
haven't
swing.
seen it.
Oh man, you
I said I gotta watch it too.
Oh man, you guys are missing the boat. I mean, you know, you got to go. You got to watch it. You got to binge watch
Netflix,
it.
right?
Netflix.
They said they're gonna actually they got it going for another season too.
Yeah,
so.
they approved season 2.
Season 2,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Which I don't know what it's about, so I don't know if that means anything.
I don't either.
You might be on it.
I probably will be on season 2. I probably will be season 2.
Oh well, get ready to roll the money
Let's
truck
get the
back.
Netflix cameras in here recording us for one of those episodes.
That's fair. I'll make some calls. Let me
I
make
bet
some
you
calls.
can. You know everybody.
I do.
Roll
Let me
the
make some
money
calls.
truck back. He gonna get all the viewership on that.
Let me get down on that.
They will be at TPC Sawgrass, as I mentioned, the stadium course. It is 7,245 yards. And the very stable, most perfect of all pars of 72. Every course should be 72 to be a standard.
What
Do
if
they-
it was only 6,000 yards? Should be 72.
Sure. Everybody's scores will be equal.
Not true.
And they'll be at 60 under par.
Somebody will find a way to mess it up.
It'll just be gross. What golf course is only 6,200 yards?
There's a lot.
A par 3?
No, there's a lot. There's
Not that they play on the PGA Tour.
No, not
guys
on the
like me
PGA.
play it.
Not on the PGA Tour. No.
I could probably par that course.
No, you can't.
I bet I could.
Nope.
I could 7-iron par that course.
No, sir.
Stop playing.
6,000 yards, I could 7-iron par that course.
Is that a part 3, Johnny?
No.
Listen,
6,000 yards.
Let me tell you something real quick about this guy.
Oh, I know he just
I could
talking some
7-iron
trash,
par.
but I know where a part 3
My
is.
7-iron. I could 7-iron.
I know where a part 3 is. We can go do this in April.
Well,
Give you a
ace the
little
par
time.
3. I'm not talking about a par
I don't
3.
think you ace it.
It's probably best we move on because I want you to be able to do the next show. So I don't want you to. You're already on tilt right now, so I don't want you to.
That technical difficulty got me roused here, man.
You
Not gonna
push
lie.
through it. You push through it.
The picks and predictions for the tournament: Scotty Scheffler is your favorite at 10-1. Keith Mitchell 55-1. Victor Hovland is up there. John Rahm's up there. I mean, when you look at the expert picks, it's kind of all over the place. Only one guy I saw out of everybody that I looked at picked John Rahm. Everybody else said he probably will miss the cut. Like,
He's
it's
not-
that spread.
he's not gonna
Maybe
miss the
Rahm.
cut.
I don't think he will either. But let's get into our picks, Johnny. As, again, I have a winner, a top 10, and a top 20 every week. And my picks are for entertainment purposes only. No wagering, please. That's what Johnny's picks are for. As for my winner at 22-1, Victor Hovland. Johnny didn't like that already. He told me earlier. My top 10.
Can't touch this.
My top 10. Will Zalatoris at plus 330. We're both screwed there, aren't we? And my top 20. Keith Mitchell at plus 240.
Cashmere Keith.
Cashmere Keith Metz. Today's the first day I ever heard him called that. Now I like it even more.
I just made it up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was
It's pretty good right there.
I just
I like
made it up.
cashmere. Got to spell cashmere with a K though to make it match.
He just goes nonchalant about his shit. And,
I like
you know?
Keith Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's a good one. What's on your card? Johnny's card is always brought to you by Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. They've got a new issue coming out here.
Featuring
This
you.
is the March issue, right? It's coming
Featuring
out.
you, big dog.
Featuring me and my buddy Colby Sapp on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show here on FanStream Sports. Get to read all about us and my fine work and Colby's fine work and what we're doing here on the network and how we can entertain you.
That's right.
That's what we do around here. Who's on your card, Johnny?
So let's get back into character with some winners. We were profitable last week, not by much, but listen, it is profit. I know it's a little bit of work to only make a few dollars, but getting on the positive side and feeling really good about what you're doing is part of this. So I really feel good about this card this week. Like I said, this is a golf tournament that doesn't really lend to one type of player. It doesn't. You've seen guys that hit it short. You've seen guys hit it long, great putters, chippers. So it's a little bit of a man. It's a hard handicap. It's a hard tournament to handicap, really. So you got to look at some guys that are really that are tee to green. That's really good. Ball striking is really good. Over-round game that's just really good. Doesn't hit out play. Different type of year. The golf course is going to play soft. So I kind of eliminated some of these shorter hitters on the PGA Tour because I think it's going to play soft. The rough they're going to keep probably 3 to 4 inches. So short and straight is okay, but you still can't have some of these, long irons and some of these par fours. You can't. So that really balance of a guy that can hit it kind of medium on the PGA Tour, but still hits it straight, I think is going to be key. That's why I like Xander Schauffele as our first pick on the box at 22-1. I think he's coming into some pretty good form. I think he has all the shots. I think his length is going to be key. He has an opportunity to hit some irons off the holes, and he likes to shape it like he's creative. And this is what really happens in this Pete Dye golf course. You have to be a little creative, working the ball different ways. And I think he's got that. And let's be honest, isn't it about goddamn time? Did this guy win something? Like, worth the shit. Like, I mean, really. And this has a tendency, this golf tournament, to kind of catapult some of these names of Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, that they win this and then they catapult into something else, right? Yep. And I think this spot fits for Xander Schauffele. So I got him at 22-1. I initially had Will Zalatoris at 30-1 until Timm decided to put him on the card.
Oops.
Britney Spears. Oops, you did it again.
It happens.
That's right. It happens. But we're going to keep him on the card. I thought he played pretty solid last week. He had a couple bad rounds. He got a bad draw last week. But I like his number at 30-1, so we're going to keep him on the card. Our third pick in the box this week. Listen, don't be surprised if this guy wins. Keegan Bradley at 40-1. Great value. Played extremely well last week with the exception of one round and a bad draw. If he didn't have that bad round, he wins the golf tournament. He gets the double digits under par. So that's why I like him this week. He has all the attributes. One of the best drivers on the PGA Tour, length and accuracy, to have an opportunity to win the golf tournament. Ham Sandwich pick this week. It surprised me the value. This guy plays Pete Dye golf courses probably better than anybody on the PGA Tour in the world. Shane Lowry. At 45-1. We got him. He's going to break out too. I think he's kind of refreshed a little bit. He had some family issues a couple weeks ago. I think he's a little bit refreshed. He got those over. I think he's in the healing stage. I think he's out there to play golf, and he loves the golf course. Super creative. 2 top 10 picks this week. I'm going to ride Jason Day again for the 4th week in a row. He's cashed in 3 weeks of the 4. He's won here. He's plus 320. Great value to finish in that top 10. I know he's healthy, staying healthy, playing good. Past champion here. Loves this place. I like him at 320. And our second top 10 pick this week, the best putter on the planet, Denny McCarthy at plus 1,200 to finish in the top 10.
Man, you like those long shots sometimes.
Why not?
Why not? You had a plus 1,400 a couple weeks ago.
What
That's where it's at, right?
I know. I'm just saying.
When we place these bets, it's not. I'm not picking all the favorites. I'm looking at value, right? This guy is the best putter on the planet. He hits it plenty long. He hits it plenty straight. He doesn't hit a lot of foul balls. They're going to miss greens. This guy's got short game, can putt it. He's going to stick in there in that top 10. And I like him at that value at plus 1,200. 2 top 20 picks this week. Sahith Theegala at plus 275. We've been touting him all year. I don't think he has an opportunity to win the golf tournament because he hasn't played it enough. Right? This golf course, there's just some trickiness to it that you really need to know with some lines and stuff like that. I think experience is going to hinder him a little bit. So that's why I only picked him in the top 20, but I think he has the skill set and the value around this place to cause some damage. I just don't think his experience, he has it yet to win here.
Right.
That's why I jumped him in the top 20 as opposed to winning. And then Sepp Straka at plus 475. Look at the guy. He hits the ball long. He's steady. He loves playing in South Florida. Last year, he won the Honda. Not saying it's similar, but it is a little similar in terms of the routing and things of that nature. Coming into a little bit of form also. He's had a little bit of a soft year at the beginning of the year, but he's coming in some pretty good form. Home cooking for him playing in South Florida. So I really like him. I really like him to finish in that top 20 at plus 475.
Nice. Well, there you go. And you can find all of Johnny's picks on social media. The show is at From the Rough PGA. He is at J Gerber PGA Pro. I am at IndyCarTim. The network is at DSP Media Online. Wow. Sorry. I got a bunch of ats here in my head, okay?
Just a goon day.
It is a goon day today. There'll be lots more of those. You just wait. But we will post those every Wednesday morning for the upcoming tournament. And Johnny will also have his matchups for you.
That's right.
On Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
Yep.
When he has those matchups, he doesn't do matchups just for the sake of doing matchups. And if there's not a good one or a good two of them, he'll tell you, hey, no matchups for today. Didn't like anything I saw. But when he does have them, they will be on our social media. And that's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We try to put them everywhere so you guys can find them on our personal ones as well as the show and network social media outlets. So go find them over there. We will be back Friday.
We're going to miss this Friday, but we will be Monday. Monday.
Wait. Before we leave, I got a question for you, Johnny.
Okay, hit me.
So,
purple.
It's one of our colors. So, for a new golfer, what's the easiest part to learn? And then what's the hardest part to learn?
Wow. The easiest part to learn, well, there's no easy part.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
Let's be honest. It is golf. There is no easy part.
The easiest part is what to wear.
But if you want to listen to beginning golfers, if you really want to start to get better and you want to work on chipping and putting first, always work 70% on chipping and putting. Get some instruction. Find a PGA golf professional in your area. Take some instruction. Don't go be like 90% of the people that go spend X amount of money on golf clubs, thousands of dollars on golf clubs, and can't hit them, and you're going to break them, and you put dummy marks. And go find a PGA pro in your area. Invest in golf lessons to start it right. That's the best way for somebody that's a beginner. Go start taking lessons and then gradually do that. That is the best way, in my advice, for anyone that's starting the game.
I'm living proof that it works.
That's very true.
That's it.
Yep.
You know what?
Guess that's it.
Guess that's it. Speaking of golf lessons, we want to thank our sponsors. One of them, Highlands Performance Golf Center here in North Dallas at highlandspgc.com, 972-733-4111.
Nice.
You brought that back.
Nice.
You brought it back.
Again, they're a full-service golf facility, also a year-round golf facility. They do have PGA teaching professionals there. One of them may or may not be John Gerber.
May or may not.
He may be available to you at 972-733-4111.
I'm a guest host in there. I'm a guest.
For lessons or any one of the other available ones. Just don't ask for Griggs.
Nice.
Just kidding. We love you, Griggs. Also, Turf Life over at turflife.club. It is not just an apparel brand. It is a lifestyle brand. And, of course, our good friends at Golf Central Magazine, golfcentralmag.com. Their new March issue coming out here just in a few days. Again, at golfcentralmag.com. Go check them out. Subscribe. Check out all of the great feature articles about us because that's what you do.
Self-promoting.
There you go.
I'm not shameful about it. But we will be back on Monday to recap the Players' Championship and our winning picks. Well, at least Johnny's winning picks.
That's right.
Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.
The
Today's episode is brought to you by the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility with over 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, and an 18-hole mini golf course. With covered and heated tees, it's the best place to practice your game year-round. The Highlands Performance Golf Center is located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills, in between Marsh and Midway. Give them a call at 972-733-4111 or check them out on the web at highlandspgc.com.